it's Tatiana, proud plant mama. I thought it would be fun for today's video to do a little plant tour so you guys could get to know the plants I have, maybe me a little better, when I started collecting plants, and kind of see my setup. So I'm starting in my bedroom. This is not all the plants that I keep in my bedroom, but I thought it'd be easier to not have to get up so much and maybe just move for the bigger plants. So let's just get started. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I started collecting plants last year in October. I went to Vegas for a conference at my old job. It was a conference I was working a booth, you know. Not super fun to do, but I'm not sure if you guys have been to these kind of like conferences before, but there's always swag, and it's like a big thing. You go to the booth and like the only reason people will talk to you at the booth is like what you're giving away. And there was one company when I walked in that had like a huge space, like one of the bigger booths that you can get, and the entire area was just lined with plants, with succulents, wall to wall, like everywhere, just an unbelievable amount. And I was like, oh my goodness, so cute. So of course I had to get some. I was just like, oh, they're giving them away for free, like I want one. And that's how I ended up with several of my first succulents. I'm going to show them to you guys. So here is the first one that I chose when I went. And I'm going to say this because I'm not ashamed. I went back several times and I made my coworkers go back to go get them because I was like, I don't feel bad for going. But I didn't feel that bad because people that were working there were like, oh, like just take them. We like can't ship them back like, once we leave. So we just need to give them away. So I was like, okay, cool. Sounds good to me. So I got this one as the first one because I saw it and I thought it looked so freaking cute. So this is an ogre ear succulent. It kind of looks, you know, like Shrek and Fiona's ears. And it has just been super cute, steady. It does have a lot of new growth, actually, like very kind of small, minute growth. I haven't taken them out. This was like the original pots that I got them in, and I just drilled in drainage holes. I haven't really repotted them. They just like seem to be happy and fine, and like it's only been a couple of months, 6 months, and I haven't had any kind of issues with this one specifically, so it is good and super cute. The next one that I have is this one. This is one that my coworker showed up with, so I didn't pick this one out personally, but still love it. And this one has, for some reason, gone through the ringer a little bit here. This one has been like one of the succulents that has like always been dropped or like swept off a table on accident or something. So there are some war scars, but it had those originally, honestly. And the closest I've come to identifying the specific succulent that this is some sort of like agave or something. If anybody knows exactly what this is, definitely drop it in the comments and let me know. But this one, again, no, I haven't really had any new growth. It just kind of is like maintaining. I don't get a ton of sunlight indoors, so I think like if I were able to kind of keep these outside, it would be better. But just pretty steady. Looks good. Another one that I got while in Vegas. And honestly, guys, it was so funny. I ended up with 6 of these things, and they had them, like they were giving them out in these like little like Chinese like takeout containers essentially to help you carry them. And I was literally like on the plane home from Vegas with like 6 plants in my carry-on, just like carrying them on, like trying not to draw any attention to myself because I was really like holding them all in my lap, trying to like give them air. I didn't want to like suffocate them or anything. I hadn't traveled with plants before at that point, but I was like so excited, and I came home with them, and that is where like my original obsession started. This is another one that I have. We call these two like the twins that we have side by side, and they look super cute together. I have been able to like propagate some of these leaves. There is new growth coming actually. Like this has gotten pretty big from what it was originally, and I will definitely have some sort of photos of what all these succulents looks like originally. I definitely took some video in my hotel room in Vegas. If you guys don't do this, that's cool. This is me. I like have to stay organized on my phone. I use like so many plant apps that tell me when to water, that kind of thing. I don't like fully rely on them or anything like that. It's just kind of like, oh, it's a little reminder when you have so many houseplants to like look at that one, see if the soil's dry, whatever, and it really helps keep you organized. I also use an app called PlantNet to identify based on the picture. So, and it has helped me identify a ton, but like it is kind of tricky to identify exactly what the succulent is. So for this one, the closest I came to identifying it, it's got these like little ridges, is called a Haorthia or something like that. I don't think that's right. I really don't think it's right. Definitely let me know if you know what this is called. I haven't done any more research on this one since I got it like months and months and months ago, so I'm sure I could probably identify it a little better now, but I just haven't. All of these succulents I water like once a month. They don't need a lot of water, and they have been pretty happy. So I know there are more succulents. Oh, then behold the Succulent Garden. So this is a mix of a variety, here I am, of a variety of plants. So this one here, which is on the end and has definitely grown the largest, is, I believe, some sort of jade plant or something like that is the closest I got. Again, any of these plants that I'm identifying wrong, please let me know. I'd love to learn. This is just what I know. So this one also came in one of those like gray things, and like half of it died, and I was like, let me just put it in my succulent garden here, and it has grown really big, really well. There's like tons of new leaves. So that one I also got in Vegas. And then this here was the last, you can't even see it because it died, like watch chain, I believe it's called, the succulent. It was all dying, all dead, and I managed to save a couple of it. I'll do a close-up. It still has like a couple that are alive, but that was like the first one that I had that was just like dying, browning very quickly, and that was pretty sad. And then here I have what I believe is a Mexican snowball. I actually have two of these, and the story behind this is, at my old job again, it was like all the rage. I mean, it probably still is, but this was back in probably end of 2019. I was receiving gifts from different companies that were trying to like sell you on stuff. So they would like send you a package and be like, oh, we'd love to schedule a call. And so there was one company that was notorious for sending plants. There was like a service essentially that was like, we want to send you a gift to show you how this service works, schedule a call with us. And there'd be like a list of like, let us know what you would like. And one of them was a plant or like a succulent. And I was like, of course I want the plant. And so I actually have two of these because they sent me two. Actually, no, I got them from different companies, which I guess were using the same vendor for a plant because I got the exact same one. And I got one from a company and just to that random outreach that was like, talk to us, and I got another one that I requested, and it ended up being the same plant, which is interesting. It was like from a company called like Lulu's Garden or something that they were sourcing from, I believe, something like that. It's like super cute. It has actually done really well. And I have this second one at my office, which I obviously haven't been to in months, and I'm like devastated thinking about it because it's probably not gonna be doing too hot by the time I ever go back, and like months and months and months from now, not getting any water and anything. But I do have this one, which is at least good, but I am devastated about the other one. And then the other things I have going on in here is just like kind of, I call it my succulent garden, just like a bunch of random things. I've got 1, 2, 3 other kind of, I'm just gonna call them generic succulents because I don't know their names, that are in here. And again, I got them at my old job. My company was doing this training, like this boring training, and if you went to the training, you got a gift of a succulent. So, and then I also kind of had adopted a couple from my old coworkers that were like watering the plants with like sparkling flavored water and stuff, and I was like, stop, this is terrible. Like, you don't deserve to have these plants and kill them. So yeah, so I just like keep them in here in this cute little pot my boyfriend got me for something. And the last thing I have in here, let me turn it around. So again, this is a leaf to the other plant that I propagated, and it has roots and is doing really well. And then I have this dragon fruit cactus actually that hasn't been doing too well, hasn't gotten a lot of growth, but I got that down in Florida. My mom and I found a lot of these like little cacti in the neighborhood that had been like thrown out, and we saw that they were actually rooting. So I took these little baby ones, and my mom has a bunch that she's growing on her garden now, and those have been doing so well. She has like new growth on all of them, and it's beautiful. I think they need way more sun than I'm able to give them indoors in New York right now, so hopefully I will put this whole succulent garden, once it's warm enough outside, on my balcony, and I'll get a lot more growth. But those are the succulents that kind of started my obsession. Oh, just kidding. One last one. It's in its own pot because I love it so much. Again, I don't know the exact succulent that this is. I'm like looking for my phone. Something about me, I'm like always in my apartment like, where's my phone, and like my roommate and my boyfriend make fun of me about it all the time, but I'm like, I know it's in here, I never really lose it. It's just like, it takes me a second to find. So this one was the succulent that I got from the training that I was just talking about at work. This was the one that I picked out. The other ones in there are ones that were abandoned by my coworkers. Abandoned or mistreated, I will say. The closest I come to identifying this one is pinwheel, is some sort of pinwheel succulent or something like that. It has grown a ton, so it was originally like this. It was not this tall. I probably have a photo of it, but this is a whole new growth. This is a whole new growth, and then I also have, this was another abandoned succulent in the pot with it, but I think this one looks so cute on its own. I didn't want to throw it in the garden with the others. I actually forgot to say, actually one of the first plants that I had in this apartment I forgot about was part of a Christmas cactus. My mom again has a big Christmas cactus in her house, and I was in Florida in like July for some reason last year, and she gave me like a little part that fell off that was like this big, and she was like, just put it in water, it'll grow. And it did, and I had it in a pot, and it was so beautiful, and it flowered, it bloomed, and it was like awesome. But then I was on holiday, and as it was blooming, and I came back and it was like shriveled up and did not look good. So again, I have it propagating, but like, I know these leaves aren't supposed to be this color. I know it's not good at all. I don't know if it's from some sort of rotting. I think, I know, I can't do that. I have to deal with this later. Like, there's definitely some rotting going on, but I do have some pieces that I'm propagating other than this, but these are not looking good at all. At all, actually. I was able to propagate it in water when I first had it originally, but this is like so depressing. And I think there was like a lot of like rot going on because when I had it in a pot, there was like a part of it that had died. I didn't realize, like, under the soil, and it was probably affecting it, and then I started noticing that all of these leaves turned this like purple color, pink. So I'm gonna set this aside to deal with after this because it's not right. Maybe I need to put it in something a little better to propagate where it's not gonna like fall in all the time, because like, yeah, it's so sad. But the good thing is these are really easy to propagate. They grow roots really well, so if this is kind of a goner, I know that I can get another little cutting from my mom's plant and be able to grow it. But yeah, it's pretty depressing. So this is aloe vera. Again, a little pup from my mom's really big, I need to water this, really big plant in Florida. This is just that bitch, you know, it's aloe. Like, she's cute, she's grown a bit, definitely a little bigger than when I originally got it. Recently, it took a little spill, which is why it has these like bent ends. In the middle of the night, my boyfriend accidentally swept this plant off the vanity and onto the floor, and it shattered. Luckily there wasn't too much damage. The roots were fine, maybe just a little surface damage up here, but that's why I repotted it into this, which is all I had available. But she's resilient and I love her so much, and it's so good for purifying the air, which is why I keep her on the bedside table. But now I have them hanging on the window because I'm scared that my boyfriend will knock things over in the night. So that's what happened with this plant. That, I believe, wraps up all the succulents.